Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas History Roundup for March 25th. In 1836, General Sam Houston and his army learned that Colonel James Fannin had left the fort at Goliad and been surrounded by the Mexican army, but they're still unaware of the outcome. About this day, on hearing that several men had left his army to join their families in the runaway scrape, Houston informed his troops that he would not tolerate insubordination, and any who left would be considered deserters and treated accordingly. In 1843, the Black Bean episode occurred in Salado, Tamaulipas. Some 176 Texans of the ill-fated Meyer expedition, who'd been captured at Meyer and were being marched to Mexico City, had escaped but were recaptured near Salado. Initially, all were to be executed, but the order was modified to execute every 10th prisoner. The prisoners each drew a bean from the jar of white and black beans, 17 of them being black. In 1848, the remains of the men who were executed were returned from Mexico and buried at Monument Hill near LaGrange. In 1844, the Adelsverein, or German Immigration Company, with Prince Leiningen as president, formally organized as the Society for the Protection of German Immigrants in Texas. The purpose was to support the emigration of German families to Texas. On March 15, 1845, Prince Solms Braunfels purchased land at Comal Springs and named it New Braunfels. The first German settlers came a few days later on March 21st. In 1883, John C. Jack Hayes, one of the most famous Texas Rangers, died in Piedmont, California. Hayes left Texas about 18 for California, where he laid out the city of Oakland and held several public offices, including Sheriff of San Francisco County and Supervisor General of California. In 1849, former Texas Governor Ross S. Sterling died in Houston. Born near Anahuac in 1875, Sterling developed the Humble Oil and Refining Company, later Exxon, and owned the Houston Dispatch-Post, later the Post. Sterling served just one term as governor and then lost to Ma Ferguson in his bid for a second term, after which he returned to Houston, where he developed a very successful Sterling Oil and Refining Company. In 1950, famed animal trainer Frank Buck passed away in Houston. He was born in Gainesville in 1884. In 1911, he made his first expedition to South America and later traveled the world. He brought back many exotic species for zoos and circuses, and eventually acquired the name Bring 'em Back Alive Buck. He co-authored the Bring 'em Back Alive, and several motion pictures were made of his travels and adventures. In 1865, Hattie M. Anderson passed away. She came to Texas from Missouri in 1920 to join the faculty at West Texas State Teachers College, now called West Texas A&M University. With the backing of college president Joseph Hill Anderson, organized the Panhandle Plains Historical Society in February of 1921, which later allied with the Panhandle Old Settlers Association. She was a leader in opening the Panhandle Historical Museum in 1932 and collaborated with the book My Country and Yours in 1944. And in 1971, basketball phenomenon Cheryl Swoops was born in Brownfield. In leading Texas Tech University to the NCAA Division I Basketball National Championship in 1993, she scored 177 points in the tournament's 4 games, including 47 points in the final, and was named Tournament MVP. In 1993, she was named Naismith Player of the Year. Swoops joined the Women's National Basketball Association (WNBA), in which she starred for 11 years with the Houston Hornets. As a member of the U.S. women's basketball team, she won 3 gold medals at 3 Olympics. She was elected to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame and Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. Yeah, she was really good and fun to watch. I remember, even though I was only 13 when they won that championship, but I remember watching it against Ohio State. I remember where I was sitting in my bedroom. And then finally, I will add to this one that in 1980, my compatriot here, my partner here at the Feed Bandit podcast, old Corn Bandit Richard, On this day, this infamous day, Old Corn Bandit was born. So I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, Old Corn Bandit. And we will talk soon. So thank you so much for listening. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. You take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.